Poundtown has been shut down. I just read one of my comments on one of those posts, and a guy said, marriage is women's new hustle, and I could not agree more, because seriously, one, they throw it back for you in the beginning, they lock you down, they pop out a couple of kids, which is like secondary insurance to the whole tying you down part. And then when they get the divorce after they hit amnesia from shutting you off, they collect the paycheck. They get the alimony, they get the child support, they get more than 50-50 with the kids, and half of the time, more than half the time, they get the whole house that you just busted your paying for the last 10 years. And what did she do? She took care of it or cleaned it up, maybe. But I totally agree that marriage is the women's new hustle. I saw a post with a female that said, ladies, you're doing it all wrong. She had 6 kids. She was 25 years old, around in in her 20s, mid to late 20s. 6 kids, 6 different baby daddies. And she said each one of them comes with a paycheck, and I wake up every morning and my bills are paid. I'm like, so that's what we're doing in these streets now? Like, we're like, y'all are a bunch of trash pandas. And I know that not all women are like this, and the women that aren't, this video is not going to bother them because they know they don't fit into that category. But the women that do fit into the category, I think y'all need help. And I don't think there's any helping you, because it's like, that's just your way of life.
I know I can't be the only one. I just feel like women might not be for me.
Let me just say that the dating of lesbians, okay, is trash, okay? It is absolutely trash.
It makes me really frustrated and confused when I hear women talking about how they're just done with dating men and they're going to be a lesbian, and how their life would be so much better if they could just marry a woman whenever they're fed up with men or a man pissed them off. Because, babe, women can be just as bad as men.
This dang world for being a lesbian is so ghetto. When I say it's so ghetto, like it's ghetto as hell out here.
Hey, listen, I can't be the only lesbian, stud, whatever you want to call it, that is actually getting tired of dealing with women. I'm still very much so. I just am tired of dealing with women.
So the disrespect I see some of y'all women take in the name of being a girl's girl is insane. Viewer discretion is advised.
Tweet says, scared of getting in a relationship because what if it works out and I'll never be single again? I'm almost scared to get into a relationship for real, because I don't not want to be single. I want my autonomy. I want to be able to do what I want to do. I want to be able to gaslight you niggas every now and then. I want to be able to do everything that I want to do. Yeah.
To have this kind of a take is so odd to me, because being in a relationship is not mandatory. There's no law. There's no one that can force you. Nothing. It is literally a decision. That's like me coming on here complaining about having to move to Pakistan, knowing I don't have to do it. Literally, there's no law that is going to force me to move to Pakistan. It is simply a decision. Shorty really got on here and said she's scared to be in a relationship because she doesn't not want to be single. Ma'am, is your brain functioning properly? Like, is everything firing on all cylinders the way it should? Because you do know you can be single for as long as you want. As long as you want. There is literally no threat to your singlehood. You are in 100% control on being in a relationship or not being in a relationship. And to think she got on a platform and said this with her whole chest. What be wrong with some of y'all? And y'all want me to believe this generation of women is the most educated of all time? You gotta be kidding me.
And sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I look at you and your relationship and it feels limiting to me. And it might not feel limiting to you, but for where I am and on my journey and like where I am and being single, I couldn't imagine being like, oh, let me tell him.
And to think, in the name of friendship, you sat on this platform and allowed that woman to disrespect your relationship that you chose to be in because she's on a different path in life. If it's one thing that scares me most about female friendships, I don't understand the moral code. I don't know what code they actually follow. Every female group has a completely different code. I'll be damned my homeboy would ever say something like that to me just because he's on a different path in life. Like, yeah, bro, I love being single. I love being outside and doing my own thing and gaslighting women. And sometimes I look at you like, damn, I feel sorry for you, bro. What? He'd be lucky if I don't swing on him right in that moment. Are you crazy? I chose to be here because I want to be here. I'm enjoying myself in this relationship. It is not your place to criticize my relationship in a situation that has nothing to do with you. No one is telling you to be in a relationship. You don't have to. You know what? I think sometimes I get a little too ahead of myself and I care too much about certain topics. And I'm like, there's no way I could be on a podcast platform and be disrespected in this manner and just be letting them go off and say they you crazy. It's unfortunate that this woman does not even realize she's being blatantly disrespected. Not only directly, but her friend is also disrespecting her relationship and her decision making. And fellas, we got to be careful on who our women call friends, because if she got one of these in her corner, it's a good chance your relationship ain't gonna make it. But you know what? Fortunately for y'all, you ain't got to listen to nothing I'm saying, because I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep it change.
So this article has been going around and we gotta talk about it. Because ladies, this affects you too. I know the dating pool out there is getting slimmer and slimmer. And this is what's going on. Men need to wake up, because women no longer need a man or a relationship to be happy and be fulfilled in their lives. Trust me, I spent a lot of years singles. Yes, I had healing to do. Yes, was that struggle for me? Yes, did I want a relationship? 100%. But I also spent that time working on myself, traveling the world, building a career, and I didn't need a partner. So it gave me the ability to take my time and find someone who truly added value to my life. This is what women are doing these days. We don't need men. We would like them. It would be nice to have one, but it's not a must-have. So women, do not feel bad if you are struggling to find a man. Keep your standards high and wait. I didn't meet my man until I was 34, and it was worth it, because now I have a true partner who brings something to my life. He brings value. We bring value to each other's lives. But let me tell you, I dated so many like boys that I would have never committed to, because God, what would they be bringing to my life except for a headache? So this is time for men to wake up. And guess what? The right men are going to wake up. They're going to put in the effort. They're going to bring things to the table. And ladies, we just have to hold out for them and let these fuckboys be lonely and single. See ya.
So does height really matter when you guys are dating?
Yes.
Oh.
Actually,
I'm 5'1". I'm short, guys.
nothing.
So obviously
everybody is taller than you.
No, that's not true. Because I have met some guys that
4'11".
checked. Listen, for real. They like checked off the box, like all the boxes.
They always do.
Besides the height.
The shorter ones always do it. That's
And
what I was
I'm
gonna say.
Like, there's this one guy that was just, everything was hitting,
Yep.
and then
You screwed
height.
up.
And my best friend was like, "It's okay, you could just wear kitten heels
It's
all the
okay.
time." And I'm like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do that." Like,
No,
'cause I'm 5'1".
Yeah,
I'm 5'1".
but even in heels, you wouldn't be taller than someone 5'5".
Yes, because I like 5-inch heels, like 4 or 5-inch heels. Yes, I'm like right there. We're the same height. You looking at me like, I don't like that.
I can't believe this is a conversation today. They have this level, like men that are not tall. They're extremely masculine and they're very manly and
because they lack in height.
For example, I was on a podcast with a guy.
Traitor.
You guys know who I'm talking about. The guy with the braids that he was like, "I'm a high value man."
Yes.
And then this other lady chewed him up because she's just like, "Dude, yes, you're tall." I don't want to say the word, but the assness. So I've dated a couple of men that were like my height, whatever. I'm 5'6". For some reason, they just always got their shit together. Very confident, very masculine, they just provide, they give you that safe space.
That
Sometimes
the
when guys
tall
are really
men
tall,
probably
it's like,
feel very safe.
Or they
in
feel like they just got
knowing
it.
that they can get women just because of their height.
And here we
Just
are
because
talking
that
about
they
it.
know that they're going to be looked at by women because they're as tall as they are. Women that are 5'1" are absolutely the women that need to be okay and don't need to be saying, I mean, a man that's 6 foot. And you need to be okay with that man that's 5'5". No, honestly, sometimes the height difference with a really tall man, like if you get a really nice like 6'4"
That's what I'm
ass
saying.
nigga,
Yeah, that's
and
what
they're
she's
with
like.
a 5 foot ass, like it's like,
Don't be
whoa.
a hater. Don't be a hater.
Like, whoa, come on.
And for one, you can see how that woman is looking. I think what she had the blonde hair. She's kind of sitting by that lady talking about, well, if I was, wearing 5-inch heels, and I would be as tall as a man that's 5'5" or 5'6". So are you going to be wearing those type of heels all day long? No. Are you going to be wearing them every day? No. And this is the type of stupidity that men have to deal with. This is the logic that men have to deal with. We can even go back to the clip before that where the woman was talking about, oh, the rise of lonely single men. I met my partner when I was 34. Good for you, by the way. But I traveled, I went and got an education, I built my career, yada, yada. Great for you. But then you also told on yourself. Well, I was messing around with F-boys that were just a headache. A headache how? Headache in what way? Like a headache, like they was, putting you through the mattress and your head was hitting the floor? Like that type of headache? Like they was hitting it from the back so hard and that they was putting your head through the headboard? Through the sheetrock? That type of headache? That's what I'm saying, man. These modern women, they get out there and they start saying a whole bunch of stupid stuff, and then they wonder why men about face and run the other way. This is foolish.
I think one of the easiest ways to see how much men don't actually see women as people is to look at widowers.
Right. Let's do that. Because after all, that would make perfect sense. Take the behaviors and possible feelings of a small portion of the population and then come to the reasonable conclusion that the majority of the population must share in those behaviors and possible feelings. Okay.
Like, do you know how fast those men remarry just to have another warm body in their bed and someone making warm meals for them? Do you know how fast they will find another woman to parent their own children because they need a mother?
Does a person understand even how utterly ridiculous this sounds? Because unbeknownst to them, apparently, many men who unfortunately lose their wives to an unfortunate circumstance often choose not to remarry. So they are taking an even smaller portion of an already small portion of an entire population and using it to judge the rest of that population.
It doesn't matter that they are that child's actual parent, and it doesn't matter if the woman they find is not that kid's actual mother, because it's all the same to them, because women mother.
They're really trying, aren't they?
As long as that woman is a woman, it doesn't matter if she's actually that child's mother, as long as she's a woman. Do you see how diabolical that is?
Diabolical? Oh, I know what's really diabolical here. And it's the fact that in order to try to push a certain narrative, someone is leaving out a lot of statistical information that is freely available on this subject. Because while it is true that widowers are more likely to remarry as compared to widows within the first year, the percentage of widowers who choose to do so is only about 25 to 30% of widowers. And in fact, a lot of men, although they may enter into a relationship more often than women do after the loss of a spouse, it's about 75 to 80% of men will actually remain unpartnered. I wonder why they left out that very critical piece of information.
A woman when he's serious, because it seems like the vast majority just want casual encounters. That's it.
That's what some of y'all have just worked though, let's be honest.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
listen, we wanted the male perspective. So that's
but where are you getting that from? Like, why would you say?
Well, So here's the thing, right? They say be honest. So we have this criteria that these women set for these men. You have to be this, you need to be that, you need to be 6 feet tall, you need to make this, you need to do that. I want you to be in line, I want you not to cheat, I want you to do this. But at the same time, they're still dealing with women who are emotionally hurt, who have parents who never taught them how to be a woman. Most of these new age women don't have the concept of what a virtuous woman is. Then we want to speak to the Bible. And then you want men to treat you like a queen, but you act like peasants. See, that's the problem is you can't walk around here shaking your in the club and expect me to respect you when you don't respect yourself. You can't put your man for your kids and expect me to respect you as a parent. You only present what your value is. And if your value is your hair, your nails, your smile, and your presence in public, but not your education, not your person, not your love, not your heart, not your interaction, not your intelligence, then we don't get to meet that. And the thing about it is that a lot of people have this conversation and it's all cute and funny when we're talking now. But when somebody tell you that this is what you presented to me, so I gave you what I thought you was worth. The thing about it is that ain't nobody coming to you nowadays, like the young lady said, with respect as a man, because I deserve the same respect you do. So what makes you think that I should value anything less than what you show me? And most of these women who are out here are drinking in the club, tore up, laughing, joking, and that's great, have a good time. But at the same time, if you don't carry yourself like a lady, what is a man supposed to present to you? If you don't carry yourself with respect and class, what the hell am I supposed to present to you? If you look like ass, I'm going to treat you like ass. And the truth about it is, everybody wants affection. Everybody wants to feel wanted. And what women have done nowadays is replace the whole being attractive and being somebody of stature with the idea of being desired. Because the more men they want, the more powerful they are, and they think that's going to get them a good man. You could have all the money in the world. You could have a good job. You could have a banging body. You could do all of this and still be messed up in your head, and it makes you the most unattractive person ever. But this is what we get. And for every woman who sits in this room and says that I am not that woman, for your girlfriends are. And the bad part about it is that I ain't got to deal with the conversation and laugh and joke, and I can get mine off and just go home. Then why would I have to go through this with you?
I am a single mom, and I have come to the conclusion that I'll never get married.
Let me preface this by saying that I am not anti-marriage. I think that you should make whatever decision for yourself and your life that you want. I'm just saying where I am and why I don't think that marriage is beneficial to me. In my mind and by my own experiences and calculations, the cons severely outweigh the pros when it comes to marriage as the woman and as the wife in a traditional marriage. The way that I see it, I would be losing out in every single aspect if I were to get married. The expectations for the work, the emotional labor, the mental load would all fall on me. And I know what you guys are going to say. Some men really do their part. Some men really da-da-da-da. Okay, that's fine. I feel like that's more the exception than the rule. And I'm not going to base me spending the rest of my life with somebody off of the few good apples there are amongst the pool of toxic men. When I think about what my ideal life looks like, it's literally the life that I'm living now as a single woman. My house is the way that I want it to be. I decorated the way that I want it to be. There's no mess that I didn't make in the house aside from my 5-year-old, but he's a 5-year-old, so I don't mind cleaning up his mess. He's a kid. I don't want to clean up after a grown man. I don't want somebody in my face every day asking me what's for dinner. I don't want the expectation that you're going to be folding me like a pretzel every night. I don't want to feel the responsibility of having a partner who has high expectations, but is not contributing an equal amount.
I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
I want everybody to take a wild guess how many drinks I paid for tonight. 0 drinks. Does anybody want to take a guess as to how many guys asked for my number? 3. The answer is 3. How many guys asked to come home with me? 2. The answer is 2. How many was I interested in talking to? 0. Why? Because I want to talk to the guy that left me on red. I am uninterested. We literally just went through this situation, and I haven't learned my lesson. I want the ones that don't want me. This is definitely an attachment problem. I have an anxious attachment with the ones that don't want me, and an avoidant attachment with the ones that do. I want guys to want me, I just don't want them all the time. You know? I want obsession, but I need space. But not too much space. I'll take some breadcrumbs.
This is exactly why so many men are done with like going out to the bar scene and buying women drinks. Because they will accept, they will lead you on. In person, you will think that she's very interested in you, but in reality, she has 0 interest. And that gets frustrating because men are continuously used. My theory, by the way, is that this has 0 to do with attachment style, and it has everything to do with being attracted to somebody that is more attractive than you. And that person, unfortunately for you, has other options. He is looking for a very attractive woman. The problem with this is that then, because of those breadcrumbs that he's giving her, because he has lots of options and lots of breadcrumbs available, she will think that she has a real chance at getting into a serious long-term relationship with that type of man. That is obviously not what happens. This just continues until she either figures it out that she's reaching a little bit too far, or she starts blaming men in general and saying, what is wrong with all these men out there? Why can't I find a good one? And in that case, she will just have to stay happy with her cats.
Ladies, let's remember that victimhood and womanhood are not synonymous. Just because you think about yourself as the victim of your story in your life and you've had some things happen to you because you're a woman does not mean that all women think of themselves as victims. Take me, for example. I do not think about myself as a victim of the patriarchy, of systematic oppression, of any of that. I have a very great life. I have been very blessed. And if anything, I have seen my brothers go through more hardships by being black men than I have seen as being a black woman. And that's just my opinion. You are allowed to have your opinion and think that you are oppressed because you are a woman. Some women are oppressed because they're women. That's you. But that doesn't mean every woman has to identify with that. That doesn't mean that all women everywhere are oppressed, whether they think it or not, and women in society in general. Stop speaking for everybody. You can't speak for everybody. You can't speak for women like me. I don't identify with that. So just remember that when you're stating your opinion, it is your opinion, but I also have mine. You can be oppressed by the patriarchy. I'm not. To each their own.
I'm not about feminism at all. I've been anti-feminist since high school because it's really destroyed dating and getting married and having kids.
Why do you think that?
Because it placates off of the natural inclination for women to be corrupt. It's a very corrupt ideology. Women have a particular innate capabilities that can make them very corrupt and manipulative. And I notice with feminism, it really magnifies that because it actually calls it a civil rights movement in the West. And it's a fake civil rights movement in the West, but it really just ends up becoming a big government situation, which is what most civil rights movements in the West is all about. It's not really about your civil rights. It's not an inequality thing because we have equal rights, but I'm at the point now where I'm like, less rights for women, the better, because it's actually becoming such a cancerous society. It's destroying family and tradition, and I'm very patriarchal.
And I really like what Janice was saying, because that's the way a lot of modern women think. A lot of modern women feel like I am a victim. A lot of modern women feel like the men are holding me down. It doesn't matter how good of a career I have. There's always going to be a man somewhere around the corner that's bothering me. Even if it's not the case, that man is going on about his day. And they use these small interactions. And really, honestly and truly, it's not really, well, I guess you could call it an interaction, but it's a man don't even know you right there. He don't even know you exist. And you're the one talking about him. I think there was this one time, it was a coffee shop. I think the man was actually in a rush. He came in, he got his coffee, and the woman got her coffee, and the man was running out the door. Man opened the door and he just kept on going. The woman was upset because he didn't hold the door for her. The truth and the fact of the matter, and she got on TikTok talking about, oh, where the chivalry at? Men aren't the same the way they used to be. That man probably don't even know you exist. He don't even know you exist, man. What are you talking about? And this is what modern women do. They take an interaction where the man don't even know you exist, and they talk about how terrible men are. Really? You're not a victim, dude. Maybe he should have been more aware of his surroundings. But be quiet. Dust yourself off. You're strong and independent. Go to work.
Over 50% of women over 40 are on antidepressants. Let that sink in. Half of an entire generation of women medicated just to cope with life. And no, this is not just about a chemical imbalance. It's about what's really happening to women.
I've waited for my husband for so many years, and I'm just getting mad, and I'm about to turn 40. There's a lot of stress on me right now.
So a lot of my single mom friends have been like, oh, I'm so depressed. And I'm like, well, have you gotten laid recently? And they're like, well, no. And I'm like, well, bingo.
I'm 38 years old. I've never been married. I've never had children. I have 3 cats in my house.
I'll be 41 next week. And yeah, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to really tell you this shit. So after the age of basically like 32, that is when you're just gonna date people that are coming off of divorce.
I am 50 years old and I have never been married and I don't have kids. And I know that some people think that is a red flag.
I'm 45 and child-free and I regret not having children.
No, I'm not the only person that feels this way. I'm turning 40 next year and I'm single with no children.
You ever have those days at work where you wish you would have married that attorney when you were 27 years old for his children?
Anybody else struggling with dating after their 40s?
Are there any men left out there in this entire universe that prefers a woman in her 40s with a natural body?
No one tells you just how lonely your 40s can be.
I do get very triggered around going to my brother's at Christmas and all the kids being there and I'm the only single person there, and I've started feeling, I mean, he doesn't know this, but I feel such I can't help it, and it brings me shame.
When men ask women what they bring to the table, what are they looking to hear? Because I noticed that a lot of women, when they're asked that question, they say, I have this degree, I have that degree, I have that business, I have this, and it brings in all this income.
Yeah, men ask that question, and then women speak about their accomplishments,
right?
But that is not the answer that men are looking for.
What do you want to hear?
So, yeah, the answer that men want to hear is, because once again, attraction isn't symmetrical. Like the things that you want in a man, the man doesn't want those same things back. So what a man wants to hear is, I can cook, I can clean, I'll be a good helpmate, I'll support you, I'll help you accomplish your dreams. Things like that is what a man wants to hear. I'll listen to you, I'll respect you, I'll be loyal to you. That's what the woman brings to the table.
How many men have stayed in relationships where they're constantly being rejected by their partner? How many men have stayed in sexless relationships? How many men have tried to fix relationships and initiate intimacy and still get rejected? The amount of women on this app that openly acknowledge that they intentionally didn't give sex or intimacy to their husbands, but they can't understand why they're divorced, is crazy to me. But these same women, now that they're single, are on the internet talking about, oh my God, I hope he doesn't introduce me to a vibe he can't maintain. Meanwhile, the vibe that they can't maintain is the fact that when they get in relationships with men, they want to start out having sex 6 times a day, but then as time goes on, it's 3 times a day, or it's way less than that, maybe once a month.
I have absolutely no interest in having with my husband at all. And I'm kind of at a point where I don't really know what to do about it, because I know, while I may not need it, I know he needs it. And it's getting very challenging for me because I'm just kind of in this, please don't touch me. I don't want to be touched. And I want to have.
Of course.
But I don't.
Excellent. I imagine you're not telling a whole bunch of people that. Is that fair?
No, I think I've mentioned it to 2 girlfriends.
Okay.
One agreed with me and one was like, what are you talking about?
So I had an epiphany when my husband told me that he can't turn off his drive no matter what. It doesn't matter if he is, having a hard day, if he's tired, if the kids are going crazy, no matter what is going on, like he can't just turn it off, right? And that's the way he emotionally connects with me. And so for me to turn it off, because my day hasn't gone perfect, because I'm tired and I'm overwhelmed. Now, hear me out. It doesn't mean that it makes things easier, but it's not fair for me to say, well, my mood isn't perfect. My outfit isn't perfect. Everything didn't go as planned. I had a hard day. I'm a little tired. So you know what? I'm just going to take the one thing that's the most important thing to you, and I'm just not even going to bother with it. It's kind of being like conditional, right? And it's like, sometimes I think we're so hard on our spouses because we want them to perform and act and be perfect. And then we'll, show them our best. We want to be treated with love on those hard days. We need extra comfort. We need extra comfort in things. I think they need the same thing.
Women are revealing themselves all over the place. So the last 2 posts I made, if you didn't see them, check them out. The first one was about women becoming accidentally childless because we're too picky. And then I posted about my husband saying that my boobs used to be amazing, and me not getting angry and just like, yeah, that's the truth. They used to be amazing. Now they're less amazing. And I just am getting responses from women saying like, we feel like you settled. We feel concerned. We feel like surrender is, we want to hear about how life is so amazing and loving and you're worshipped, and we want to hear the love story. This is why we're single. Oh, my car is beeping at me. We are so unlogical. And I know unlogical is not a word. We are not logical. We get to co-create with God. We get to have a family. We get to be a mother. But that takes surrender. It's not settling. It's surrendering. It's seeing relationship as pathway to intimacy with God and intimacy with your husband. What are we doing? How many of your friends are accidentally childless? How many of your loved ones are completely alone, seeking connection, seeking love, and they are not experiencing love because we're too picky, Because we're finicky, because we don't know how to surrender, because we don't know how to say, life is the way that life is. And I'm going to be great with it however it is. We're not good at that. Women are sold a fairy tale, a fantasy from Disney and everywhere else. And I want to tell you, there is a God-sized, family-sized hole in your heart, and you cannot fill it with any amount of clicks, any amount of views, anything except for God and family. And to have that, you need to surrender to a relationship. So I'm going to double down on what I'm saying. It's not settling. It's choosing. You women out there are allowing your entire lineage to end with you. People toiled and slaved and worked and farmed for you to exist, thousands of them, and you are going to let it end with you because you are just so picky? Stop it. Get married, surrender, love.
If you hit a man, like you full on as hard as you can, do you think that he should be allowed to hit you back?
I think that men should not hit women. Yeah, even if a girl hits you as hard as they can.
What about, is it wrong for the girl?
No, I don't think so.
He's expected to control his rage and his emotions and his but the woman, she just got mad and hit him.
Okay, if you think about it, right? Like, I think that's one of the questions on the questionnaire. Like, are men physically stronger than women?
Wait, have you ever hit somebody?
I have.
Like a guy?
Yeah.
And did he hit you first?
No.
That's a position of privilege, right? I don't really understand why they have it, because if you want equality and egalitarianism, the idea here is going to be based around the fact that chivalry is gone. We are now equals. If a man hits you in the face and you can punch them back, why is it if a woman punches you in the face, you can't punch her back? That actually doesn't make any sense.
I'm saying is that men are physically stronger than women. Like, for example,
but men are physically stronger than other men. So if a man who is less strong than me punches me in the face and I punch him back in the face as hard as I can, I'm still punching somebody weaker than me in the face. Why is that socially acceptable, but not socially acceptable to punch a woman who's weaker? That makes no sense.
I'm sorry, but maybe I'm missing something. Why exactly is chivalry? I don't see two damsels in distress that are in dire need of a big, strong man to come get them out of a situation that they have no hope of escaping. Or am I wrong? Because it seems that in this case, no matter what the men would do, they're going to be wrong anyway. They're wrong if they don't help two fully capable women with their vehicles, but I also have a feeling that those men would be in the wrong if they actually came over to help those women. Because what exactly are they wanting? A man to overlook the situation and tell them that they did a good job? Because then he might be accused of mansplaining, or even worse, of harassing two perfectly strong, capable women. But yeah, I don't think that chivalry is... I think that some women are finally able to take care of themselves, and they don't like it.
And I like what the woman was saying when, her husband was kind of picking at her a little bit. He said, well, your body, a certain part of it used to be amazing. She was like, yeah, it did, but it's not anymore. That's a fact. But modern women are like, well, I want to hear the love stories. That is the love story. I don't think you guys understand what marriage is or what it looks like. I mean, that's a love story. We started off young and beautiful. I mean, he was hot. I was hot. I had it going on. Man, you look at some of these, your parents, some of these, like your uncle, your aunts, and your grandmother. You're like, whoa, wow, man. Grandmother, grandpa back in the day, like way back in the day, was in their 20s. Oh, I see why he married her now. I see why she married him. Oh man, you had it going back in the day. Unc, you had it going on back in the day, right? You can see that. But the older you get, you lose that stuff. You probably gain weight and you lose some hair and you have more and more health problems. But you get to know the person on a different level, from a different angle. Even if, like I said, when you were young, you try to be strong, try to take care of everything. But when you get older, you can't do what you used to do. You're not Superman or Superwoman anymore. And you say, well, you don't gotta be. This is what you could be to me to show me that you love me. So you mean that I don't have to lift up 400, 500 buildings? No, man, if you just go give me my cup of coffee in the morning, that'll be all right. It's a lot easier. I can do that. That's what that type of stuff looks like. Yeah, I don't have the body that I used to, but you know, we take care of each other. Modern women, they think you need to have the body that you used to, and you need to take care of me. Meanwhile, I ain't gonna have the body that I used to, and you ain't gonna get nobody to take care of you.
I went out to a bar 2 nights in a row for a bachelorette weekend, and you guys know I'm a mommy, I'm almost 28, so like I'm not familiar with the scene. I just want to have a conversation about what I observe. I was just shocked at the men, the young men don't act like they used to. They were all very much wanting to be perceived, like very bad. And I'm just not used to that. Like I remember when I was in my early 20s, that's just not how men acted. Like they were trying to like lay low and like worship the girls. There was live music. The whole front row was men. And at one point I thought I was on drugs because the DJ started playing Taylor Swift and all the men start screaming. And they're jumping up and down. I'm pretty sure this group of guys got so hyped by Taylor Swift, they picked up the littlest guy and just like started like doing this with him. They were so excited. There were multiple times where I was with my group of girlfriends. Obviously, I'm not trying to like talk to men, but I do have a very, very pretty single friend. And I just like assumed everywhere she went, like there would be guys like thirsting over her. But no, like we literally would walk, like for example, we would walk to an entrance around the same time as like a group of guys. This happened multiple times. And the group of guys would just like cut in front of us. Like they wanted us to perceive them. And I was just like, that was like rude. Like normally they like after you. Maybe I'm just like so old now, but like that's a thing of the past. It seems that the nonchalantness and the no simping has completely changed men. And I'm curious, like, do girls like this? Like, is there nothing wrong with this? Maybe I'm just being an ancient old mommy.
I just came to the realization that, like, if you're 40 years old, you're never gonna find love. Like, oh my God. Sorry, I woke up, like, really, really emotional because I was married for, oh my God, stop. I was married for over 20 years, and, like, I was so used to being a wife. Like, I love being married, you know, like I love being a wife. I love having like that one person I love coming home to and like venting all my to. And
how many times do we see this? It seems like the prettier the woman in a seemingly good marriage, the worse she will be to her husband when she hits 40. It's like she starts thinking her value remains constant, and she deserves more than what she has in her spouse. She'll then demand more from him. She'll mistreat the husband or give little to no effort in the marriage. Or even worse, she'll seek attention outside the marriage. She'll start using words like, I'm unhappy, I need to find myself, or I have no identity in this marriage. When the husband reacts due to the chaos, her constant complaints or little to no intimacy from her, he will seek his peace elsewhere. She will then use this to end the marriage due to his infidelity and think, the best is yet to come. Unfortunately, like most, she will find life is not the same when she was last single. She will quickly realize that her highest and best value to men is way behind her. This is because single men of high value prefer a younger version of her. She will mostly attract men who see her value behind closed doors as a rented tool. Most end up like this young lady, being the side chick and sharing someone else's unhappy husband. Now she is finally the piece for a man. Sadly, it is for a man who is married to the kind of wife she used to be.
It's like a disease that plagues their character, taking the women of America.
How much does a man have to make for you to consider him dating him?
I got real, personal responsibilities, that come first. So if you want to spend time with me and you want to do all these things with me, take care of that. Don't you want me to wash my... Don't you want me to keep my lights on and don't charge my phone and stuff? You got to at least make... I would say like 10 mil is cool. That's
10 mil. 10 mil or what?
This income?
Like pesos?
Yeah, you gotta
pesos.
Be up.
Oh, he gotta have 10 million?
Yeah.
I would say it's he could do at least a little 2 mil a year.
Okay, I can, I expect that.
But he gonna take care of everything.
Yeah.
Okay, my first question is, how many millions do they make? Because they got to be making a couple of million, right? In order to be asking for a couple of million? Because that's the only way that this gonna make sense. I made a video saying that you needed to plan a date in order to see me. Meanwhile, she said you need to make 10 million in order to see her. You want to talk about a sense of entitlement? This is that. When people say they want a man who gonna protect and provide, like, define it. Because I need to know. I hear so many women acting like men are supposed to just come out of pocket as soon as they meet them. And that is insane to me. So you want me to wash my ass, keep the lights on, and charge my phone, and it becomes your responsibility the day you meet me? Is insane. Part of the problem with the dating pool right now and the disconnect between men and women is the fact that people get on these podcasts, they get on these platforms, and these videos go viral of them speaking real crazy, and people start to believe it, and people start to put everybody in a box with the rest of them, and that's not cool. Sis said 10 million, okay? You need 10 million to rock with her. Meanwhile, I was just asking for a date. The sense of entitlement is real. That planning that date don't sound too bad, now do it. What y'all think about that?
Well, who's supposed to pay for the date that you asked her on, Marvin? This is what I mean when I say that a lot of men nowadays obtain no value for themselves or offer nothing to you other than a little bit of money that they claim to have. What I mean is the type of significance men like this put on paying for a dinner or a drink is so embarrassing. As if men have not been paying for everything since the beginning of time. But all of a sudden, taking you out for dinner is such a big deal for them that you have to contort to their needs. Like he really wanted us to be so impressed by the bare minimum. Oh my God! Like, how dare you as a woman ask a man to meet halfway between where he lives and where you live? The audacity of her. You must meet at his neighborhood because he's paying for the date. And then when these types of men are so single in their mid-40s, they want to blame women as to why they can't somehow keep a woman for a couple of weeks before they disappear on them. It's because of attitudes and mindsets like this. Him leaving her on red did her such a favor. God truly has her back. I think this man said he has a course or something. Like, he's teaching men. What are you teaching? How to be insufferable?
The only thing insufferable is y'all voice. I gotta remind y'all I'm paying because y'all love to mention men provide. Until y'all tell y'all we providing. So yes, you gotta meet me at the spot. I don't gotta meet no woman halfway for nothing. If I as a man gotta provide, that woman gotta get with my program. That just is what it is. And no mid-pack that's hopping on TikTok yelling is gonna make me change my ways. I left her on red. What you gonna do about it? Be mad? You gotta stay like that. Just like she probably sick too. It is what it is. This is 2025. We moving on a different level. As men, if we have to carry so much weight in a relationship, of course, as a woman, she should be alleviating my day-to-day. If I got to go ahead and meet a woman halfway, unfortunately for me, that's not what my program. Another guy, whoop-de-doo. For me, you got to go, sweetheart. It is what it is. Welcome to Trust Fund Baddies Only.
Can we talk about the fact that y'all hate most of the men that y'all raise? Can we talk about that? And the fact that the men that y'all raise never seems to date women that look or act like you? Is it because they saw the different men coming in and out the house and they were like, you know what? I know that that's what I do not want. Or is it because your standards start and end with money? You don't care about integrity, moral character, morals and values. You just care about money. And they don't like it. And not to mention how much you talk down on black men, even their fathers, right in front of them, as if they're not a black man or black up-and-coming man themselves. And it's sad because they get a front row seat to see how you act, to see how you behave, how you treat people. And it just looks like it's something that they're not interested in. And the sad part about all of this is these men use you for a barometer of what they don't want to wife. And this is why you guys are single and not wives. So maybe you guys should be a better example to your sons, and maybe they wouldn't think of you as the bottom of the barrel.
And that's how we're going to stick it to the men. One thing I didn't really anticipate in my life being single is that the more successful you get, the more single kind of hurts. You would think it would be the opposite. I don't know if I want to admit this on camera, but maybe somebody else is feeling like this and maybe they need to hear it. Okay. I am a very independent person. I pride myself on, like, I can do anything alone. You've seen me talk about it on here. But I'm at a point in my life right now where I am arguably the most successful I've ever been personally. I own my own home. I'm in my dream show in Las Vegas, about to start a top secret new project that is the first of its kind. Been doing commercials left and right. The men won. They won.
Ladies, I know some of y'all just can't wrap your mind around that feminism is the reason for your burn.
This might piss some people off, but I just want to take a moment and say, thank goodness that so many of us are waking up to the fact that modern day feminism is a literal scam.
I'm trying to wrap my head around how us women were really brainwashed to believe that we were sticking it to the patriarchy by showing off all of our skin and making ourselves super available for where we're going to have with you if we feel like it. No commitment needed. You don't have to do anything for us. We're just going to do it. And that's how we're going to stick it to the men. The men won. They won. Because we tried to stick it to them and tell them and show them how powerful we are and whatever by making ourselves more accessible to them and giving ourselves away freely to them. Like, what level of brainwashing did we go through? They won. They won.
Well, you know, I don't even think this has anything to do with, there was a woman talking about, you know, basically, you know, this why black women are not getting married. You know, I guess you could say, you know, you could throw black women in there, obviously. But like I said, and like I say all the time, man, you know, you have a lot of different races or ethnicities that they act a stone fool. They act a plumb fool, right? And that's why men all across the globe don't want to be married to these types of women, because they're a problem. You are bottom of the barrel. Your attitude, well, I think I can overcome it with my good looks. And, you know, I did a Kim Kardashian makeup look and I look similar to her. Fantastic. You still have a terrible attitude. Your character is shot. I don't want to be around you. That's what you're not getting. Modern women are thinking my beauty is going to keep him because I'm so like, I'm siren beautiful. Like they just got to stare at me. They just love the sound of my voice. No, not enough to sit here and be in a house with you in a bunch of chaos and drama.